I've been in real estate for a long time. Over the years, I've been with a big box franchise model, a local boutique broker. I even ran my own brokerage for over 10 years. If there's one thing I know, it's that the average agent has no idea how much they're actually paying to be at their brokerage or what they're getting in return. They know they're split, but a lot of agents don't know what their real take-home pay is until tax time. Today, we're looking at the actual math using the Real Brokerage model. I also want to use a few hypothetical examples that will show how different models compare. I want to show you exactly how this works for a solo agent and explore how the operational advantages at Real can change the game. But this isn't just about Real. You can use these tools to compare any brokerages you want. My name is Mark Pearson. I'm a broker in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. If you have any questions about Real or what it might look like to partner with me, please feel free to reach out or use the link in the description to schedule a Zoom. Let's start with the basics. At Real, everyone has an 85-15 split. But the more important number to your annual net income is the $12,000 cap. Once you pay $12,000 into the brokerage, you keep 100% of your commission for the rest of your anniversary year. Compare that to a traditional 70-30 or 80-20 split with no cap. You may also be paying monthly desk fees, tech fees, or franchise fees. At a traditional brokerage, you could be paying $30,000, $50,000, or considerably more to your broker every year. It's also important to consider what you're getting in exchange for your money, which we'll get back to in a moment. But first, let's look at the numbers. I'm using a Keller Williams style model to compare because unlike some other national companies, KW is pretty transparent and consistent with their fees. They typically pay a 70-30 split. The cap varies by market center, but it's generally between $16,000 to $28,000 per year. They also charge a 6% royalty fee, which is capped at $3,000 per year, and monthly fees for technology and support, which can vary widely between market centers. Let's run the math on a 100,000 GCI producer. For this example, we're assuming 10 transactions at an average GCI of $10,000 each. This agent would cap at either company, and the KW agent would also cap at the $3,000 royalty fee, and I used $100 per month in office fees for the KW agent. The Real agent would pay a $750 annual brokerage fee, $400 in CBR fees, which include compliance and review and E&O insurance, and $570 in post-cap transaction fees. So the total cost for the Real agent would be $13,720, which would net them a little over $86,000, and the KW agent has a total cost of $28,200, which would net them a commission of just under $72,000 for the year. The Real agent would also be awarded 150 shares of React stock for capping. You could look at this and say, okay, if I make an extra $14,000, I could buy a nicer car or remodel my kitchen. But if you're an agent who is trying to grow your business, you could reinvest some or all of this into lead generation. So what would your business look like over the next few years if you spent $8,000 or $10,000 more per year on activities that would result in a 4 to 6x ROI? Increasing your GCI by 40 to 50% within the next year or two can be life-changing. Let's look at one more scenario. This is what it would look like for an agent with $500,000 in GCI. The commissions and fees all stay the same except for the $76.44 paid by the Real agent in post-cap fees and more CBR fees since the agent did more transactions. Real collects a $285 transaction fee after an agent caps, which drops to $129 after you've paid $6,000 in post-cap fees. Those transaction fees close the gap with the Real agent only making about $6,200 more than the KW agent in this scenario, but it does something else as well. Once you pay $6,000 in post-cap transaction fees to Real, you achieve a lead agent status, and you receive a performance award of $16,000 in stock. You are also eligible to receive the Elite Agent Culture Award by giving back to the Real community or to your local community. The Cultural Award is another $8,000 in stock for a total of $24,000 for the year. So in this scenario, the $500,000 GCI agent at Real would essentially be paid $2,000 for the year when you factor in the equity awards. The numbers we just went over are the easy ones. That's just math. But if you're a serious operator, you need to look at the invisible ledger, the costs and benefits that are harder to quantify. I think you should audit your business annually. Whether you're with a big box franchise, a small independent, or a national cloud broker, you're probably paying for tangibles that you don't even use, as well as intangibles that should be assessed for the value they provide. You're paying for things like office space, training, and a CRM whether you use them or not. And the logo, you're paying for it, so you need to consider its value. What does it mean to your clients? Try to quantify everything and decide if it has a direct financial benefit, saves you time, or gives you leverage. Let's start with office space. Do you actually sit in an office, or are you working from home or your car? If you can't get motivated to stay on track without going to the office, then it has considerable value to you. On the other hand, if you're never in the office, you're paying for expensive commercial real estate that you don't use. That's not a business expense, it's a donation. How about the brokerage name? Be honest with yourself. Does your client choose you because of your brokerage, or is it because of your reputation, your marketing, and your results? In some markets, the brokerage may matter to buyers and sellers. Put a value on it. Culture can be tough to define and quantify, but I assess monetary value to the culture at Real. When I joined the company, I was paying over $15,000 per year for a coaching program, but I dropped it because I get the same level of collaboration masterminding with other agents at Real. My rule is simple. If it doesn't directly contribute to my client experience, my productivity, or my net profit, it's a liability. If you need a physical office to go to every day to feel like you're working, or if you need face-to-face support from a broker, you may struggle here. Real is a platform that empowers agents with the tools they need to build a business. We have amazing support, but no one is going to check up on you and make sure you're doing your job every day. That said, we do have teams at Real with brick and mortar offices and more structure to hold you accountable if you're more comfortable in that environment. If you want to look at your P&L and see exactly what you'd be keeping if you were at Real, I put a link in the description to schedule a call. We can run your actual numbers from last year. No pitch, just look at your numbers. Please like and subscribe. I'm posting new videos weekly. And if you want to receive my weekly mastermind invitation, there's a link in the pinned comment. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.